Hi guys, welcome back to a Romanian Resurgence. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have two league games for you away against Covenant Hunedoara, and we followed up with a game away against Gloria Buzau. Since you were last with us, form has been reasonable, I suppose. We did suffer a heavy defeat in the league quite recently, and we ended up having to put in, as you can see, a lot of friendly matches. So, not long after the previous episode, we ended up with a huge gap in playtime. So we had the cup tie at the start of December, and I hadn't realised that our next league game was actually at the end of February then. So it's a really strange format, and I'm not entirely sure if there is going to be a league split or not um, after these two games. So it's something that we'll have a look into once we've got these games done and dusted. In terms of the transfer window, it's been relatively simple. We have managed to get some deals over the line. So Gianluca Mancuso is going to be leaving at the end of the season on a free transfer. Christy Dimitru has signed a deal to join us at the end of the season on a free transfer. He's a decent looking left winger, really hoping he will come into the side and make a difference. And also Ibrahima Beret, who's currently in on loan, he has also signed a permanent contract with the club starting from the beginning of next season. So two really good bits of business solidifying everything that goes on out wide. We managed to get a couple of players to sign new contracts. Chipurliu, one of the key ones, he signed a deal for £250 a week less than he was on initially on £1,200 a week. So it made a big difference. And in terms of actual transfers for this window, we did manage to make some signings. As you potentially just saw there, we are quite overspent on wage budget at the moment. Chunchikov, we sold to Petrokub Hinchesti in Moldova, £11,500 again. He was a player whose contract was expiring at the end of this season. Sorry, so it made sense to get the money in for him, and he wasn't playing regularly, so we cashed in on him. And central defenders Wallace and Costel Avram both left on free transfers. We could have potentially got money for them, but at the same time, they were out of contracts as well at the end of the season, and they weren't playing at all. So it made sense to get them off the wage books. And following that, like I say, we did get some business done. 3 free transfers coming in. With the decline of our backup goalkeepers, the rest of the team wanted me to make a signing in there. So we'll get onto that one in a minute. But firstly, we strengthened at centre back. Obviously, we lost 2 centre backs on free transfers, and we didn't have a lot of height at the back either. Jack Simpson was the first one to come in, free transfer, English, so he counts toward the foreign player, which is a bit of a problem. We can have 2 in the starting 11, and we've got 3, so one of them has to end up being a rotation. The other 2 players are in on loan. Jack Simpson is the permanent signing, so gradually he will make his way into the side. He's 6'1", solid enough centre back, 3-star of current ability, a little bit of potential to go a little bit further in his game, but a really good signing on a free transfer. And we followed that up with Hamidou Maiga, who is a 6'6" centre back. He's not the best, but we have signed him just to a 6-month contract. Hopefully, he will be a danger from set pieces for us and give us an extra bit of a push toward the end of the season. And lastly, Erwin Mulder. He was 34 when we signed him. He's just turned 35. Um, Veteran goalkeeper, played a lot of his career in Europe. Really good signing for us. He's here till the end of next season, so he will provide plenty of competition with Deshevsky in goal. Really happy to have him in. He's had a bit of a stuttering start, but overall, really happy to have that solid backup in goal. Incidentally, we have actually changed our system a little bit as well. Following that defeat against CSM Rashita, we played Mayaveni, and the first half we were appalling, basically. And in the end, we just completely changed the setup. I've tried to stick with the win play throughout the season. At times, it's just not worked out for us. So we've changed to a more pressing attacking system. It is something I use quite often, as I'm sure you guys are aware. Um, and it was a pre-season formation that the club were already kind of used to the style of play. So we've switched to that, and we immediately got a 3-1 win out of it in a very, very good performance. After a very poor first half in that game, like I said, we changed to that system second half, and we got 3 goals and played a lot better for it. So let's get into it today. Corvinal Hunadwara are second in the league. We're 5 points clear at the moment. A win today would extend that gap to 8 points and confirm our place at the top of the league before whatever happens after these 2 games. Again, I'm not entirely sure what happens after this. I think there is some kind of a league split, but I don't really know exactly how it works. So we'll see how we get on anyway. And hopefully we can get the job done. It's certainly going to be interesting, but let's keep everything crossed and hopefully we can, like I say, prove ourselves and do quite well for it. Dishevsky's actually starting in goal today. Ili's back in at left back with Chicheri, Marin and Milikovic. Lecic, Matai and Sierra in midfield with Beret, Dragici and Heras up front. A little bit of rotation in there. Marin started to come in at centre-back a little bit more often. And Simpson is taking his place on the bench as well at the moment. Mendes, unfortunately, has been injured, so he's been a bit of a big miss at left-back, but Ili has come in and done reasonably well, to be fair to him. We've got adequate options on the bench as well. It's just going to be a case of getting out there and seeing what we can do. Gita can come in on the bench for Floria, I think, today, just to give us that extra option at fullback. And we'll go from there. We'll just see how we get on with it, really. Heras is actually wanted. We did want him to sign a new contract. He's been our top scorer this season, but he wants more money than he's currently on, and we just can't negotiate anything less with him. He's certainly keeping his heels dug in at the moment. So, as I mentioned before, we've kept the formation the same. We've changed the way in which we play in that formation. We'll just see how we get on, and hopefully we can get off to a quick start here and make that extra push towards securing that top spot at the what I believe would be the halfway stage of the season. Like I say, I'm not entirely sure how it'll work with the league split, but we'll see what happens. Velisar to Manalachi, and now Bradu back to Licha. Just holding on to it. Trying to take the sting out of the game very early on here, the opposition. They're moving the ball around reasonably well, but not really getting anything with it. Dragici trying to play it forward. That's a bad header, and Nacho Heras had time there, really, and it was a good effort, but he put it over. May have rushed himself a little bit. We're not actually seeing a lot of possession, which is a bit of a concern with this setup. We should be doing a lot better with the ball, but we are certainly looking like the more dangerous side. But again, we need to find the back of the net. Kampen losing possession to Lecic. And now Dishevsky launches it forward. There's not really a lot of support up there. Nacho Heras couldn't get onto it, and it's easily cleared away by Carnival. And Velisa now into Niaksha. Velisa looking over the top. Niaksha coming down that left-hand side. Plays it in, and there is Coleman. And Marius Coleman with his 10th of the season makes it 1-0. And despite a very strong showing from us, really, so far, despite the lack of highlights, we do find ourselves behind, which is a bit disappointing. We have been the better team. We'll offer some encouragement to the lads, because again, it's a little bit harsh. But of course, we're playing second in the league. They are going to be a good team, but that's their first attempt at goal, and it's been converted. And Dishevsky being in there, again, doesn't fill me with confidence with him. He is a young goalkeeper. He's still got plenty of time to improve, but he has made plenty of errors already this season. Nacho Heras does well to get onto that. Finds Dragici coming down the centre of the pitch. He needs to really get back out there again. Milikovic does well to get onto it though on this right-hand side. Can he get the cross in? He does well to beat his man. Swings it in. Beret's there at the far post. And Ibrahima Beret makes it his 5th goal of the season. It's an immediate reply. And we can breathe a bit of a sigh of relief having gone behind. Like I say, we've been a little bit hit and miss at the back. I'm hoping the new signings will settle in. Obviously, Maiga hasn't really had too much time to get into the squad as of yet, and Simpson has made the one appearance from the bench so far. But We can be quite happy that we're back in the game, that is for sure. We deserve to be in front, to be honest. We just need to be that little bit more clinical. And I think, to be honest, what we're missing in terms of that, we're just missing a little bit of a spark. And I think we need a proper out-and-out goal scorer. I think Nacho Heras is much more suited to playing out wide, if I'm being truthful, but he is our best finisher. Here is Illy coming down the left-hand side, swings it into that far post. Dragici's there with the header. Couldn't quite get it on target. Header goes just wide. A little bit disappointing with the finish, but there we will take it for the time being. 11 attempts to their 1, 4 shots on target, just the 1 goal to show for it. They've had that 1 attempt and obviously scored it as well. So again, we just need to find that little extra spark. Corvinal did have the beating of us last time out as well. Can we get this done? It would be quite nice to extend that gap at the top of the table. Obviously, as things sit, we're reasonably well clear anyway, but if we can extend it, any amount of clearance at the top is great. And what a lovely strike from the young sensation, David Matai, from the free kick. It's a lovely hit, and Lefter in goal just couldn't react quickly enough. It's a lovely hit from him. Keeper positioned himself really well in the centre of the goal as well, but the sheer power of the strike got it clear of the keeper, and we take a very deserved lead. And I just hope we can build on it. If, like I say, it's a big result this if we can get 3 points here. Dragici just starting to struggle fitness-wise as well. So we are just going to have to monitor things a little bit here. As Barrett manages to win possession, he's got support, he went for it on his own. And obviously, big opportunity for him now. We've changed his role, knowing that he can't be recalled now. And it is the role that he's going to be playing in when he signs permanently. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on in this setup. We are going to take him off. Heras is going to go out wide. Chipurliu is going to come on. Migueles is going to come on for Dragici. Matai is struggling as well. Illy is also struggling, so Debrescu can come on for him at left back. Malikovic is struggling as well, so Gita comes on at right back. And David Matai, excellent performance from him. We'll push Lecic further forward in the midfield, and we'll bring Jack Simpson on in that playmaker role, I think. And see how he gets on in midfield. He's got a decent passing ability, to be fair, Simpson. So I don't think it's going to be too much of a knockout of place, but he could certainly provide a little bit of extra cover at the back as well. Gita here to take the corner. We're aiming at that near post. Chicheri is certainly lurking there. It's swung in. It's easily cleared. Chicheri does pick it up though. Lays it across for Nacho Heras. And he managed to find the gap with the strike. And playing as an inside forward now, of course. We put him out wide. And he gets his goal. It's his 10th goal of the season. It's 3-1 now in the match. And we are looking at extending our lead atop of the table to 8 points here. Which at this stage is looking quite good. Because like I say, after the league split, if there is a league split, whatever, I'm not entirely sure how it's going to work out, but we certainly seem to settle a lot better with this gegenpress system. Look at the number of chances we're creating here. And this is a very good side as well. Migueles with the delivery. Lecic was there. And Sierra, right in front of goal, couldn't direct the header on target. Should have been 4-1. Look at the number of chances, though. We've certainly created some kind of a spark there. Changing to this gegenpress setup certainly seems to suit our attacking players a lot more. But David Matai, again, running that midfield. Excellent performance from him. And hopefully we can build on that. 8 points clear now from Corvinal. And the chasing pack as well, depending on their results, they won't close the gap on us more than Corvinal have. So 8 points is the gap at top of the table as we go into our last game of the first half, what I believe to be the first half, as I mentioned before, of the campaign. And hopefully, again, we can continue this fantastic run of form and push for promotion this season. We've got 8 days until that game away at Buzau, so bear with me. We'll be back for that one. And let's keep our fingers crossed for another good performance. Okay then, guys, here we go for the game away against Gloria Buzau. I don't think they're in a position to challenge. No, they're not. But it's a little bit all to play for. Alexandria are the only team really that could break into this top 6 depending on other results. They are at home against CSM Slatina, and depending on the game for Concordia Shiajna, where are they? They are also at home to near bottom club Chindia Targovista. So the top six looks set, to be quite honest, at this point. But obviously, we want to maintain our form. Corvinal Hunadora are playing Shalimbar, who are third. So if they drop points and we manage to get a win, a draw in that game would be perfect for us, really. And then we get a win, we would then have a 10-point gap at top of the table. That would be perfect. We are going to give a start to Simpson today. Maiga we're going to bring in onto the bench as well. Because Lecic is injured, which is a bit unfortunate. But it does mean Bachev gets an opportunity to start in that playmaker role. And Mendes, like I say, he is back. He's a little bit short of full fitness, but he might be able to extend a little bit further than that 45 minutes. And we've got Adrian Illy on the bench anyway. Dishevsky back in goal and remaining in there for now. Mulder has struggled a little bit when he's played. So we'll just play it by ear for now and see what happens. I think actually we'll give um, Chipurliu an opportunity up front as well. He's, of course, one of the... Oh, why is that not... Okay. We're missing a Romanian player, apparently, in the full squad, which is not ideal. I see. That's why Marin's been starting, isn't it? I see. In that case, we'll just go for that then and see how we get on. So, going into this match, again, 3 points is a must. We need to maintain this gap at top of the table before whatever happens in terms of the league. So that's just to carry on from where they were last time out. We played very, very well, and we could have had a lot more goals than just the 3. Hopefully, more of the same today. So we'll put the league table just on here. The latest scores don't really matter too much, but obviously we can potentially tell what's happening in the other matches. And by the looks of it, Corvinal are already ahead in their match. They have taken the lead against Shelimbar as things stand. Gita here with a throw. Oh my word, these kids are very similar, aren't they? Marin into Chicheri. Just holding on to it, laying it back to Dishevsky and back to Chicheri again. Again, just holding on to possession, finding Sierra, just struggling to break through that line in the midfield at the moment. Gita, can he get the ball round? No, he can't. Marin into Matai. Can he break the line? Yes, he can. Finds Barrett. Struck from distance and it's just over the crossbar. Clearly, Buzau are going to try and compact that midfield. It is going to be tough to break them down, I think. But as soon as we do, hopefully the floodgates may open. Good header there from Marin. The young centre-back seems to be settling into a rhythm as well. He's played quite a few matches for us recently. Really looking forward to seeing how he develops as well. A lot of these young players that were already at the club really are looking to be little gems so far. Here's Sierra, working the ball down the right-hand side. Dragici will get there, fires it across the Nacho Heras, and that is a very easy goal for him. It's the first time we've seen him score, incidentally, up front for quite some time. He's really, really struggled to get any kind of consistency this season. But 2 goals in 2 games, we can be quite pleased. And Dragici doing really well to break the line of the defence, lays it on a plate for Nacho Heras. Very simple finish. And the players seem a little bit more confident in the Gegenpress setup than they were with the wing play. I'm not too sure why, because like I say, the formation's exactly the same, but we do seem to be a little bit more solid for some reason. Here is Gita into Sierra. Does well to keep hold of possession. Gita now to Dragici. Can he get around the outside of the defender? Not quite, but he does find Sierra. And now David Matai gets the shot away. And David Matai, I mentioned him in the previous match, and I've mentioned him a few times already throughout the course of this save. That young midfielder is going to be going places. I just hope we can keep him in long enough to see us win some silverware. He is going to be a very key part of this squad, I think, going forward. It's a lovely goal. 5th of the season, 2-0 here. and we're looking quite comfortable as things stand. Hopefully, again, we can just build on it and keep pushing on. Here's Pervan into Georgiev. Oh my word, Dabrosavlovici into Perianu. Now Grebe. Back to Dabrosavlovici. I'm definitely going to get that name wrong a few times, aren't I, in this match? Here's Dragici into Marin. Back into Dragici. That's a lovely ball forward from him, and Nacho Heras is in. And Nacho Heras has scored again, and Dragici's proving very instrumental so far on this right-hand side. It's nice to see him having a really good game, incidentally. He's playing as an inside forward, though, and he's still doing a lot of good work from out wide. Very, very strange situation for him. Because, like I say, at times he just went completely missing in games. But that is a really, really good goal for us again. 3-0. And instead of trying to break through the line of midfield, Dragici just took it out of the equation, knocked the pass straight through, and Nacho Heras there with the finish. Here's Pervan with the delivery. It's a good header, and Deshevsky just about managed to tip it over the crossbar, and it's another corner right on the stroke of half-time. If we can get in with a clean sheet, that would be lovely. Just a hint of doubt creeps in if we concede here. It's a good clearance, and it's another corner. They're keeping the pressure on. We've had an extra minute so far onto this added time. Now with the delivery, and it's cleared away again. They still keep the move going. They've recycled it time and time again. Good delivery, and Deshevsky finally ending the move by making a very good catch there. And that is an excellent first half performance, and we're looking a lot more clinical here. Again, it will take a little bit of time for the lads just to get used to the more pressing system, but we certainly seem to be scoring a lot more goals so far and looking a lot more comfortable for it as well. The gap is still at 8 points. Shalimbar, as things stand, have dropped down to 5th place at the moment. Oh, Shalimbar must have equalised because the gap at the top of the table's just changed to 10 points. Shalimbar have actually taken the lead now in their game. So it's end-to-end stuff in that one. Mihal with a delivery. Marin does well with the header. Georgiev to Dimitru. And now Angelov scores into the bottom corner. There wasn't really a lot Deshevsky could do there. We will look at making a couple of changes in a moment. The goal was decent, but from a defensive perspective, we just didn't get out to them. And Angelov in loads of space there. Very, very poor from our point of view, that one. Second half, we've really taken our foot off the gas, it would appear. Bashev is going to come off for Simpson. Mendes has done really well to last as long as he has, so we'll get Ilion for him. And Gita is struggling fitness-wise as well. But I think he's going to have to stay on. We'll get Miguelez on and Chiperliu as well. And then we'll probably just leave it at that. And just hopefully see the game out. Matai with a free kick. Dragici gets onto it. Chance to get it into the penalty area. David Matai is there. Into Bashev. Back to Chicheri. Now Bashev into Marin. Marin with the effort, and it's well blocked. And it's out for a corner, which nothing comes from. Again, in terms of chance creation, we look a lot better in this setup. But we have really let them back into the game in the second half. We've looked a little bit lazy with it, really. We've just expected to go on and win comfortably. Dumitrashku into Pervan. Dumitrashku again, back to Pervan. We finally win possession back with Sierra. And now David Matai couldn't quite break that line that time. And we lose possession into Miao. And it's again well intercepted. This time it's Miguelez who comes out with the ball. And again we lose out, but David Matai picks up the loose ball and lays it to Illy. And now Simpson into Sierra, looks over the top. Miguelez, great control, plays it across to Chiperliu. And that is a good effort, but it's just wide of that far post. And it'd be nice to see Chiperliu get on the score sheet, to be honest. He's had a very frustrating season, but he's scored a lot of goals for the club over the course of his career, to be honest. He's just not quite done it for us as of yet. Another good result, though. 3-1 once again. Could have been more. The gap remains at 8 points. In the end, Schellenbach coming back from behind to win that game. But we're looking very, very good at the top of the league. And we'll see exactly what happens momentarily. And So playoff spots are guaranteed there. Heras, again, fantastic performance, managed to get 2 goals. We'll be given £8,500 because we got. So we've won the league, I think. So we've achieved first place in the league. Only like that the team is on course to win the second league. So, okay. So we've now got a Champions playoff. So the other teams that finished in the top 6 are within that playoff. Right, okay. So, how many times do we play them? We play each of them twice. So we've still got another 10 games to play. That's fine. So all we've got to do is try and keep our heads above water and get positive results against these teams that are around us. We've done that so far this season. To be fair, all of these teams we have beaten this season. We just have to keep it up and do it again. So what we'll probably do, we'll get a few of the games out of the way. It's going to be a little bit of an awkward one, this, because with the fact that we've got a reasonable gap at the top of the table at the moment, if we come back too soon, then we could come back literally 1 or 2 games after that for a potential title decider. It could go all the way, but we'll see what happens from there. I'm not going to guarantee any games for now, and we'll see what happens as we go through this second league phase. And as I mentioned before, hopefully we can finish things as is. Okay. So the points remain the same, but everything has been reset for the goals and everything. It's very, very strange, isn't it? So teams start with 100% of the points from the main league stage, but everything else changes. So we don't. So we carry on where points are concerned, but in relation to everything else, it will change. So we'll see how we get on, and hopefully we'll have a league title coming up soon. So until then, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.